he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
You make me happy. Thank y'all for joining us on the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. I'm Garrett Charles Langley Henson.
And I am Terry Ricardo DeShazer II. We are back. What's good?
Barely. I'm barely back, Terry. Since we last spoke to you guys, I managed to get strep throat. I managed to get the flu. Pascal Siakam was traded to the Pacers. Terry Rozier was traded to the Heat. Embiid dropped 70 versus the Spurs in the same night that Karl Anthony Towns dropped 65 in a loss to the Hornets.
62. Trash. Yeah.
Luka dropped 73 versus the Hawks. Embiid ducked Jokic again in Denver.
Who cares?
Adrian Griffin got fired by the Bucks. Doc Rivers got hired by the Bucks. Ben Simmons returned to play basketball again. Steph and LeBron had a legendary battle in OT. The All-Star starters were announced. The Ravens folded like a cheap tent. The Lions turned into a Falcons. The Falcons hired Raheem Morris over Bill Belichick. Jurgen Klopp announced he's retiring from coaching Liverpool, and Xavi said that he's quitting Barcelona. What a week.
Yeah, you got it all.
Where do you want to start, my friend?
Shit, I guess we go with the most recent. The GOAT is back where he belongs. Back in his playpen, back in the zoo. Patrick Mahomes back in the Super Bowl. We could talk about that. Talk about Lamar Jackson choking it up again.
Sure, let's do football first. The game that we all thought was going to be the marquee matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs ended up not being quite the high-scoring affair that everybody was planning on.
Two good defenses, man.
Yeah, the Ravens defense shut the Chiefs out in the second half.
Did they even score in the second half? Either team? I feel like they both shut each other out.
I feel like the Ravens kicked a field goal or something like that.
Oh, big tuck. Yeah, fourth quarter.
Yeah. And then, the Chiefs shut them out pretty much in the first half, except for that one touchdown.
That was a hell of a touchdown, too. I thought we were in for a great game after that, man. Golly.
The way the game started, right? Dude, all the hype coming in was like, dude, two-time MVPs.
Yep.
Both in their prime. The two most electric players in the game. Take the over on this game because they're going to be points galore. And the way it started out, it really seemed like that with Kansas City scoring on their first drive.
Yep.
Travis Kelce, managing to create some leverage and get open just enough against one of the best safeties in the game.
Back shoulder.
Lamar Jackson, throwing a 50-yard bomb to Zay Flowers.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I was like, grab your popcorn. This is going to be an all-timer.
Yep.
And
it was looking good.
And then the Ravens just kind of lost their composure, man. The number one ground game in the NFL averaged over 150 yards a game running the ball. Ran the ball 11 times during this game against one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. To me,
weird.
I know everyone wants to talk about Lamar Jackson and him shrinking in big moments, and he can only do it with his legs. He's not a passer. But to me, that's where the conversation starts, is they didn't do what they do best, which is run the ball.
Yeah, they went away from what they do, which is weird. I mean, like the recipe was there. It was literally sitting there right in your face. The Chiefs can't stop the run. The Ravens run a lot. And for some reason, I don't know. It's just these coaches, man. I don't get it. They did it again. They did it to us again. They 11 runs. I don't understand. Like Gus Edwards had, 3 decent runs, one, for a longer type run, and then they didn't really give it to Justice Hill, who was a speed back. Shout out to ECU, North Carolina stand up, but it was a weird one, man. I mean, Lamar got 8 carries and it was mostly scrambles.
Yeah, he had 2 design runs in the first quarter. Both of them went for over 15 yards. Then they were good runs. Right, let's never use this again.
So you play right into the Chiefs' hands because they got 2. I would say if they're not first team All Pros, they're at least just second team, like McDuffie and Ladarius Sneed, they're both really good. So I don't understand why you're trying to prove yourself like throwing the ball, because Odell's 30-something years old, coming off a couple injuries. Say Flowers, he's emerging, but I mean, I don't think I want to test that all game long versus that defense. Chris Jones pass rush, like it's just confusing to me, man. The coaches did it to us again. They pulled an old school Pep, just trying to do what you know is the opposite of what your identity is. Shout out to the Georgia guy that they picked up from Georgia, the offensive coordinator. Can't remember his name, but
I think
just doing a little bit too much. Got a little too happy
or something like that.
Yeah, and then everybody kind of likes to say, and then you can go after me, but everybody likes to say like Lamar Jackson, he chokes in the playoffs and he can't throw the ball and all this type of shit, and the Ravens can't play from behind. I mean, like, I get they haven't really played from behind since like 2021, which is absurd. They haven't really been behind in a game in a really long time, but to completely just be a different team just because you're down one score is stupid. It really didn't make any sense. Like they completely it wasn't just the first quarter. The first drive was like the most they ran, but it was 7-7, and then after that they were like, oh, got to keep up with Mahomes. After it was 14-7, they just started throwing it. I don't get it. You're never going to win a playoff game if Lamar Jackson's thrown it 37 times. That's very unnecessary, bro. That's not his game. He can throw, but he's not Pat Mahomes. You're never going to keep up with him.
Especially considering the amount of offensive snaps that they played. Like, there was probably only 50 offensive snaps, and he threw for 37 of them. Actually, less than, because they only ran the ball 11 times. So,
yeah, I don't know.
That's a crazy percentage. And like you said, they just, threw their identity right out the window.
I mean, first quarter.
You could tell, all this talk about, Lamar's never played from behind since 2021. You could feel it because they felt the pressure. And instead of, keeping their foot on the gas and doing the things that got them to this point, butts started getting tight,
Bro, immediately.
Yeah. And they're like, all right, well, we got to match him pass for pass with a
stupid
35-year-old Odell Beckham going against one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah, Odell didn't do much at all in this game. But,
all season long, the tight ends for the Ravens have been tearing it up, whether it was Mark Andrews before his injury or Isaiah Likely afterwards. Yep. And they finally had both of them back for this game. We're not going to use them. We're going wide receivers only. We're going 11 personnel.
Interesting.
Lamar didn't cover himself in glory. You know what I mean? That pick that he threw at the end to seal the game and to
trying to hit Likely in the middle of the field in the red zone.
But it did feel like emblematic of the game that they played overall was that they just felt like they were pressing the whole time and they couldn't get into a comfort zone and they weren't doing the things that they developed a rapport doing during the season. The AFC Championship game is not the time to try something brand new for 3 quarters.
Yeah, it was stupid, man. It was really dumb. I don't get it. And I don't blame Lamar. Go ahead.
Do you think that he, all this, the talking heads are like, Lamar was focusing too much on proving that he could be a pocket passer. And he wanted to prove to everyone else that he could throw it just as well as Pat Mahomes and he didn't have to run. Was that the impression that you got?
Nah, I didn't get that. He doesn't call the plays, guys. Football is different than all other sports. They don't get to call their own plays. Peyton Manning did some of it. Not even Tom Brady called his own fucking plays, but he doesn't call the passing plays. If he gets a look, he looks at it. If it's there, he'll do it. They don't audible out of a lot of shit. They kind of are stagnant in what they do. I mean, they just should have ran the ball. I mean, it's literally nothing else that I can say. Lamar didn't try to prove anything. The coach called 37 pass plays. He threw it. He even had a fucking completion to himself. I mean, that was an exciting play too. But they just played a stupid ass game. There's a dumb game plan. And honestly, I don't know. I don't want to go big picture, but it looked ugly, man. You're not gonna Mahomes is who he is. You're not gonna beat him. They ran the ball. They kind of did what I thought the Ravens could do, which was they ran the shit out of the ball. But even with them running as much as they did and keeping the time of possession, Mahomes some of his passes are run plays as well. Like he's so accurate with the ball, so it's hard to play against them. But they didn't need to press as soon as the game started. Like, don't lose your whole identity. I think this is exactly, and I guess I need to look back at some of the old Lamar Jackson playoff games and just see like what the play calls were. I know it's different, coordinators in the later Lamar Jackson losses in the playoffs, but the complete lack of what you do, just losing it, I don't understand it.
It was shocking. It was shocking.
It was weird. It's so weird
to have like the best running quarterback and to not design runs. To not have the read option, which is a staple of your run game. To not have the quarterback draws and the quarterback keepers. And like the plays where a guard is pulling and Lamar is running behind him.
Yeah.
Every time Lamar ran, it was a scramble because he was running for his life. And
the Chiefs pass rush is crazy.
And with all this being said, if Zay Flowers doesn't fumble the ball on the 1-inch line, we may be having a different conversation.
And also the taunting penalty was just stupid as shit too. That was
okay.
Dumb.
Can we take some time to talk about that?
Go ahead. Give it to me.
Can we just let the players taunt? Like that's
my
solution.
I'm down with it.
That's my solution.
I'm down with it. Yeah.
I feel like the only people who give a fuck are the refs. Like the opposing players, they don't care. You know what I mean? They're just shrugging it off. They're like, "I'm gonna get you next play. I'm gonna talk my shit next time." Like, what are we doing here? That these guys can come out here and give each other CTE and make them forget their grandkids' names, but they can't fucking taunt each other.
Nah, that's true. I don't know. I mean, it was kind of dumb though. Like the rules are what the rules are. Also, I didn't like the forget the guy's name who got that penalty against Kelsey when they were jawing back and forth, and they gave him the flag for what they said he headbutted Travis Kelsey. I was like, bro.
Oh yeah, after the play,
yeah, that was garbage. I was like, come on, bro, stop it. And I don't want to hear anybody talk about the refs ruining the game. The Ravens did stupid shit. All right. Yeah. The 95 yards of penalties was pretty much all them doing dumb things, but it's not like no one's favoring the Chiefs. Do they get favorable calls there because they're on national TV a lot more than other people? Yeah, but that's just because they're great. Shit's not rigged. They won the game. The Ravens did weird shit. Run the ball.
That headbutt was like a soccer headbutt.
He barely touched him.
Not like a Zidane headbutt, like the ones that we see all the time where we go nose to nose.
Yeah, you just nose to nose.
Yeah, then I lean my forehead into yours, and the other guy flops on the ground.
But Kelsey didn't even flop though. That's the thing. I'm like, bro, what's the flag? I don't get it. They're both drawing back and forth, but whatever.
Another important difference: they were both wearing helmets.
Facts. No, that's super facts. Man, what about that fumble?
Which one? The Lamar Jackson
one
where he got stripped?
That Lamar one was tough. That was just a good play,
Yeah, I mean, he got blindsided. He didn't see that guy coming at all. Didn't have a lot of time to get the ball out. That was just a hell of a play.
Great play.
Zay Flowers one. I mean, this has happened.
Tough, man.
This happened to the Falcons so many times this season that I can't even count. So
yeah, it's tough.
Personally, I understand you want to stretch for it, but you might want to make sure that there aren't like 3 people there to punch it out, or take one more step and try to secure it a little bit more.
That's a tough situation, bro. Because if you're in that situation, like it was a struggle to get any points on the board for the Ravens all game. I'm not looking at Zay Flowers like, oh, what a boneheaded play. I'm like, I get why he wanted to do it.
Yeah, it was a hell of a play by Kansas City more than it was a bad play by Zay Flowers, I think.
And honestly, like Zay Flowers, the dude did it before Zay Flowers even reached out. I don't even think he was trying to punch the ball out. I think he was just trying to tackle Zay Flowers, and he happened to just hit it at the same time. Like it was a good play, but it's no fault there. I don't have any fault for that. I feel like you had to do that because it was just a really hard game for the Ravens to score. Kansas City's defense is good. We knew this was going to be the matchup. Like I didn't think it was going to be some high scoring game, like everybody else did. Like both of these defenses are good as fuck. The Ravens did their job by shutting out Kansas City the whole second half. The defense did their job. I just feel like the Ravens.
They just spit the bit, man. They
during the season they score like 27, 28 points a game or something. Regular season wise or whatever. They just need to get their offense done. They didn't do it. I'm not blaming Lamar. But, I want to talk big picture here, if we can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Joe Burrow's hurt for this season. Deshaun Watson's hurt with the Browns, and the Browns, we know they have a great defense, even though CJ Stroud
we don't need to bring him
them.
up. We don't need to bring up Deshaun Watson.
I'm just saying, in their division. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, in their division. Steelers are down as well. AFC was kind of open, bro. Chiefs on a down year. I feel like this was the year, man. Everybody's going to come back revamped again. So I think they might have blown an opportunity, bro. I want to hear your thoughts on it, but I think they might have fucked up. Unless Lamar can take another leap. But I don't know. He played the team. This team was really good. All the stats say they were one of the best teams of all time. They just didn't get it done at the end.
Yeah, they definitely fucked up. This is a golden opportunity for them. What are we talking about here? We all know that to be true.
Yeah, I don't know.
We haven't seen a team this dominant. They weren't losing it. They only lost games this year on the final seconds.
Yeah,
they were never losing almost this whole NFL season.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think part of that too, it contributed to them not being well-rounded and them not having the mental toughness that they need to have in this situation. Whereas Patrick Mahomes is dude, we've been here before. I've been down. I had the comebacks. We know how we've been in these moments and have developed chemistry. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone's working towards a collective goal. Everyone has confidence that we're going to get it done. It was familiar territory. Whereas the Ravens, they've been so dominant all year long. As soon as one thing didn't go right, Greg Roman, or what is it, Todd Monken started panicking. The offensive play call started panicking. Zay Flowers started panicking. It was
interesting.
And then the snowball just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, man. Mahomes is great. Hey, we said it, bro. This he's on the Mount Rushmore for me already. I already said he's the greatest I've ever seen. Now he just needs the accolades to get actually in front of Tom Brady. I said this when they lost to the Tampa Bay Bucks, that he was the best quarterback I've ever seen. So I'm before everybody. Everybody can go fuck off. I'm the initiator. I'm the Ray J of this joint.
This is true.
I said this a while ago, but this game is, bro, it's the lack of turnovers for me, bro. He did it again. His numbers are crazy, bro. He's he's first in everything, right?
Yeah.
For except for not totals, but completion percentage and QBR, quarterback rating, touchdown to interception ratio. He's literally first in every single thing for a playoff quarterback. Dude's unstoppable, bro.
I saw some comparison with him and Tom Brady where, by this time that Patrick Mahomes has been in the NFL, Tom Brady had three Super Bowls. And, obviously Pat has a chance to go get another one playing in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
This will be the third if they win, yeah.
Patrick Mahomes had thrown 150 more touchdowns than Tom Brady and had less interceptions.
Oh, yeah. Well, the first 3 Super Bowls for Tom Brady, it was pretty much just the defense was dominating.
Yeah,
the Patriots defense
he was doing the
insane.
Brock Purdy shit. Let me just manage the game for 3.5 quarters, and I'll come up big in the clutch.
Yeah. No, he's a beast, bro. Yeah, man. Let me. I'll give
out a little bit for Lamar, man, because people are going to be fucking trashing this guy. This MVP is definitely going to have a bittersweet taste, for the whole offseason when they give him this trophy.
It is what it is. I mean, he's set, nobody's as good as this Mahomes kid, man. It is what it is, bro. Do I think Lamar's around where Burrow, Josh Allen, and them? Maybe a step below, but you just got to keep being great regular season. You just got to prove yourself in the postseason, man. You're kind of like Joel Embiid. You just got to prove in the postseason. Everybody knows you're good.
Yeah.
Honestly, everybody knows you're great. You just got to do it when it matters, bro. When it matters the most, just step up.
Shout out to Odell Beckham, who was absolutely invisible and contributed nothing this entire game.
Fucking cornerbacks, man.
Bro,
Zay Flowers proved that he's actually really good.
Stop buying fucking yachts the week before playoff games. He did it again. As soon as he did that shit, I was like, uh-oh, I'm going to be watching you especially carefully.
Nah. But I'm not mad at it, though.
This wasn't like the Giants, where he was out there and dropped a whole bunch of passes. He just couldn't get open. He didn't have the opportunity to drop any passes.
No, that's facts. Nah, I'm not mad at Odell. I didn't expect him to do anything great. Like, he's 30 something with a bunch of knee injuries and ankle injuries. Like, I didn't expect anything. Zay Flowers, though, stepped up. Did some stupid shit, but he looks like he's actually going to be one of the best receivers Lamar's ever had. I like it. Shout out Hollywood Brown, though. But
hopefully next year they'll allow you to spin the ball off of the cornerback's face mask after you make a play.
Hey, 5 receptions for 115 yards. That's still special. As dumb as the other stuff was, he looks like he's very special. And I don't want to hear no fucking Rashee Rice versus Zay Flowers. Like, Rashee Rice has stepped up during this time, but Zay is different, bro. He's really good.
He's a true number one.
Yeah, no, that's facts. Hey, yo, if somebody had an AFC MVP just for this game, say it's like the Super Bowl MVP or whatever, who are you giving it to?
Bro, I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like the best player on the field was the safety for the Ravens.
For Kyle Hamilton?
Yeah, bro. I know he got scored on by like Travis Kelce in that first drive, but he just made play after play after play after play after that.
He's good.
It was just blowing
I like him a lot. Yeah, he's really good. He went to Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good as fuck at Notre Dame too. I like him a lot, but realistically, it probably would have went to either Kelce or Mahomes. I'd probably give it to Kelce, but quarterbacks always get those awards.
Dog, Kelce, he turned back the clock, didn't he?
Yeah, man. 11 receptions, 116 yards and a TD. He balled out, bro. And Valdez-Scantling with the game sealer. Something right? Jimmy Garoppolo wish he could do. That catch, though, was goofy as fuck. That was a goofy catch, by the way. MVS. I didn't like that catch.
Still managed to reel it in, even though he had to use 17 different parts of his body.
Jesus Christ. That was the goofiest catch I've ever seen. But shout out to the GOAT Mahomes, man.
That catch
was like half.
That catch was like Kawhi Leonard's game winner against the Sixers.
Oh.
It was like elbow, chest, pec, wrist, hands. I got it.
I mean, the way his hands were like turned the wrong way when he caught it too. I was like, oh my God, is he about to drop another one? Another crucial one? The way he fell too, I was like, come on, bro. I don't know. It wasn't the greatest throw, but it made it there.
Speaking of dropping crucial ones, Terry, let's talk about the Detroit Lions going full Atlanta.
Detroit, man.
They lost it. They were up 17 at halftime versus the 49ers. First time in NFC Championship history a team's ever been up 17 and lost. Terry, as a Falcons fan, I hate to say I saw this one coming. I was texting Haji at halftime, and I was like, you think the Lions are going to blow it? And he was like, no, bro, blah, blah, blah. This is their year. They're too complete, all this other shit. And I was like, yeah, I think they're going to fucking blow it, man.
Dan Gamble. That's what we're calling him now.
It all started with that fourth down conversion. Where, what was it, like 4th and 1, 4th and 2? They throw a like 4-yard pass that gets dropped. And from there, the snowball just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the bad plays and the freak plays, every single 2 minutes, you were looking around like, what? That just happened? What? Are you kidding me?
A lot of throws, man. Once again, losing the identity. Detroit, they flipped it.
Mm-hmm.
Another recipe of the same thing. Too many throws. 41 throws for Jared Goff when you were up most of the game. Don't get it. I don't get it, bro. What are these coaches doing, man? I don't understand what's going on.
Especially when you had 2 running backs that ran for 1,000 yards each.
Two-headed monster, man.
And they were having success in the ground game.
Yeah, that was a weird one for me, man. They should have won this game, bro. Shout out to the 49ers, though. They were one of the better teams all year. So this is definitely going to be like a better matchup Super Bowl-wise, but my God, Dan Campbell, man.
If you had to choose one, though, would you call this an incredible comeback or an unbelievable choke job?
Nah, they choked, man. I mean, the 49ers did what they did, but Detroit was just doing too much. Like, take the points, man. Especially when you're on the road, you got to take the points.
Dog,
isn't that the number one thing?
Yeah. The 4th down, doesn't kick a field goal, leaves the 3 points on the board. Easy completion should be, gets dropped. The ball didn't even hit his hands, Terry. Do you see that? He tried to catch that shit with his forearms. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Nah, it was dumb. Did you think he should have gone for any of the fourth downs they went for? Did you think they should have gone for any of them?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just stupid. And it's not, they didn't really have any penalties all game. You know, they lost one fumble. It wasn't like backbreaking, but it sucked. But
another one where they shot themselves in the foot, though. The running back appears on the wrong side of Jared Goff, and he has to switch hands to hand it off to him. Like, completely self-inflicted wound. Yeah. Then, you know, you get the Brandon Ayuk miracle touchdown that he was
so much luck.
Nowhere in the vicinity of making a play to catch this ball, and it goes off the helmet of the Lions safety, and he catches it.
Tough play. Yeah, bad luck. I see how it is to be like a fan of a really bad team, like a bad sports franchise. That shit was unbelievable, bro. Like, that was a sure pick, and it just hits him in the face, bro. I was like, oh my god, the luck, the unluckiness of the Lions.
Well, the luck had nothing to do with them choosing to go for it again on fourth down.
On fourth? No, that's all them.
When they're down 3, could have tied the game up in the fourth quarter.
Dan Gamble
ends up with a pass out of bounds, not even in the vicinity of anybody else. And then from there, I felt like everybody knew. The fans knew. The Niners knew. The Lions knew. And, you know, they got a little consolation prize there with Jameson Williams. We didn't talk about their using a timeout to stop the clock when they're on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, it was stupid.
You know, and so now they have to kick an onside kick and they can't trust their defense. I know Dan Campbell said after the game, like, I don't regret any of the decisions.
You're an idiot.
I think with time, you will.
Yeah, you should. It's okay for people to regret things. Like, I hate when people say I don't regret, you know, anything because of my life would be different. No, there's some shit you can regret. It's okay to regret things. You can regret the fourth downs you went for. Kick the field goal, man. 24-7. I mean, if I'm playing Madden, chew clock, baby. Chew that clock. I don't understand it, bro. I mean, and they ran the ball a decent amount. I'm trying to see what was Montgomery averaged 6.2 yards a carry. Gibbs wasn't great, but it was at least 4 yards a carry. Run the fucking ball, man. Run the ball. You're doing too much, Dan. You're doing way too much, dude. He cost them the game. Him and the offensive coordinator, whoever.
The one time in the second half they ran the ball was when they were on the fucking 3 yard line and they got stuffed and had to use the timeout.
Yeah.
And Greg Olsen is going, they better not run this here. And if they do, they better score.
Yeah, it was stupid, man. Man, bro, like, I know shit is not rigged, but that was just ridiculous, bro. Like, the Falcons one was crazy too. When you guys lost in that Super Bowl, it was given like a little bit of deja vu with that one, but I don't understand why y'all don't run the ball. Like, if you're up that much and you can shoot that, like, if you limit the possessions, like they were down 3 scores? It was 24-7. They had to score at least 3 times. Ah, man.
Well, there are all these coaching axioms, like, you know,
don't change what you were doing.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my philosophy in the biggest moment. You got to stay true to you are, even in like every game is different. The regular season is different than the postseason. Like, if this was playing against the Chargers in week 8, I understand going for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
The gravity of this is higher. The magnitude of this is more. And the players in the city, they can feel the glass ceiling that they've had above their head for 35 years. Mm-hmm. They can feel it. And so as soon as one thing goes bad, that little bit of doubt starts to trickle in. Is this the same old Lions? Are we really going to be able to get it done? And then the next domino falls, and butts get tighter and tighter and tighter. And you could feel it just watching it on television. I mean, it felt like I was watching that Super Bowl again. I knew exactly what was going to go down. I knew exactly how these people were feeling. This just crushing feeling of inevitability that somehow we're going to find a way to give this away. Whether it's fourth down conversions, whether it's needlessly using a timeout so you have to have an onside kick, whether it's letting an interception bounce off of your two front teeth and into the hands of a wide receiver for a touchdown, or whether it's getting a handoff on the wrong side of your quarterback.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. It is what it is. They lost the game. You want to talk 49ers? I'm disappointed in Dan Campbell and them. They fucked it up.
Shouts to Kyle Shanahan, having 2 comeback victories 2 weeks in a row. That'll help balance out his ledger, because usually they've really only done that well when they got out to an early lead. Excuse me. One thing I wasn't too impressed with, though, they traded a 2nd-round pick for Chase Young. They got Nick Bosa. They got DeForest Buckner. They got the other motherfucker from the Cowboys, who was another 1st-round pick. I can't remember his name now. Anyways, this defensive line was supposed to be like a terror. Like, we don't have to blitz. We just rush 4, and they dismantle 4-on-5. And I'm not sure I saw that.
Nah, they definitely didn't play like that. Dude. Nah, let me not look ahead. But yeah, I still the comeback. I wasn't impressed though, bro. Like I really wasn't, because they didn't really do a whole lot. They need a lot of luck. McCaffrey did his thing. Purdy made some plays in the second half as well. But you're right, that defensive line, garbage.
Vanilla Vic, for all the Brock Purdy game manager shit, he outran Lamar Jackson.
Hey, Cam Newton got y'all going crazy, huh? With that one statement. Cam Newton got y'all going insane.
It's not just Cam,
hilarious,
bro. So many people said that before Cam. Don't even give it. Don't try to make Cam Newton relevant when he's not.
Hey, it was all Cam. That's all we saying.
Nobody's thinking about Cam.
He's the biggest name to say it. Stop taking on Cam, Falcons fan. Stop taking on Cam.
He's trying so hard to stay in the public discourse. You're done. All right? We don't care. You'll never be an NFL analyst. We don't care what you have to say. Your time in the light is up.
No. His podcast has huge numbers. It's not Shannon Sharp numbers, but he's good. But no, Brock was killing it, man. Honestly, low key, bro, I didn't even know he was like that good of a runner. Like, I've seen him move around and shit.
Bro, neither did the commentators. The first time he scrambled, they were like, he's not that athletic, but he does enough to get away. By the end of the 4th quarter, they're like, don't sleep on Brock Purdy's athleticism.
Yep. Nah, that was wild. He was playing like I would play in Madden. It was just a little bit of luck, a lot of scrambling, but just getting the job done. Getting it done.
Yo, that throw that he had that was the rainbow, that was like a 4-yard throw to use.
That was a horrible. Yeah,
he threw straight up in the air across his body.
He had some stupid ones. Yeah, he had some dumb ones.
You can say it was stupid. I'm going to say it was spectacular. The margin of error on that, and
bro,
400 things could have gone wrong with that.
Yeah,
and only one had to go right, and he beat the odds.
The Lions just didn't make any plays, too, on the defensive side. Not only did they only run the ball 8 times in the second half, but no defensive plays. 0. They didn't cause any turnovers. I don't even know if they caused a sack. Did they get any sacks in this game?
Did Aiden Hutchinson have any? Did he? I can't remember.
Let me check, bro. I'm disappointed in what they did, man. This shit was a fucking joke. They should be in the Super Bowl, bro. Shout out Detroit for fucking it up.
I feel like all year it's been a bunch of smoke and mirrors on that defensive end.
2 sacks. They got 2 sacks, but I don't think none of them were game changers. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was a tough game to watch. I'm not a huge Purdy fan just because of the stupid shit, but I got to commend him on this game. He did his thing.
He didn't play great in the first half, but that second half, man.
He did his thing. He did his thing in the second half, for sure. I want to hear what the pundits have to say now, bro. There's nothing you can say now. He's back. He was in the NFC Championship last year. He's in the Super Bowl now.
Yep.
The chance to win it all. But, yeah, San Francisco's in there.
And for the Detroit Lions, in the words of Jared Allen, the lights were brighter than I thought.
Yeah, man. Choke job. So we're not going to do Super Bowl stuff, right?
No, we'll hold off on that. We got 2 weeks to do that. You want to move? You want to move on to the NBA, Terry?
Yeah, let's go NBA.
All right. We mentioned we got a couple trades. Not quite, game-changing, changed the landscape of the NBA trades, but still solid players, all-star
Not
quality
like
guys.
not like the OG Anunoby trade. No game changers. That can completely shift how the Eastern Conference looks at basketball. Nothing crazy like that. But it was some trades. Weird Indiana trade though. Let's talk about that one first. Pascal Siakam to Indiana.
Yep, for Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, Kyra Lewis, and 2 first-round picks.
Bruce. I expect Bruce to move from Toronto.
He was already trying out for the Knicks before he put on a Toronto Raptors jersey.
Yeah. If he comes to the Knicks, that'd be crazy.
Perfect fit for Tom Thibodeau and how he wants
He did
to play
say that.
basketball.
He did say that. Yeah, that is a wild statement. But honestly, though, he would be perfect for them. Low key. It's so funny that like last year was the same shit when we did the Josh Hart trade. I want to say we went like 8-2, like when he got there or something like that.
Yep.
Very, very, very interesting how Thibodeau does with those trades. But yeah, Siakam to Pacers. What do you think about that? They played a couple of games so far. Kind of playing like the same team though.
I love it. I think this is the best fit for Pascal Siakam, probably of any team in the NBA.
Really?
Yeah,
interesting.
The Pacers were playing Aaron Nesmith at the 4, who's 6'5", came in the league as a shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
They had Obi Toppin moonlighting, out there as a 4 sometimes, but really playing a lot of 5-2.
Yeah.
Jalen Smith, who's kind of been up and down and isn't a guy I don't think they want to rely on in the playoffs. And they got Pascal Siakam, who is going to help them tremendously defensively. He already has. Yep. Since he joined the team, they're 19th or 18th in the league in defensive efficiency, which is amazing considering they were like 29th before the trade. So jumping 10 whole spots. He allows them to be a lot more multiple in the coverages that they can play. He can do the Robert Williams thing and kind of be a lurker and help protect the rim. He can hedge and move his feet on the perimeter and double team guys with length. He can switch onto small forwards and to shooting guards and has the foot speed to keep them in front of him or contest at the very least. And then offensively, nobody in the NBA runs at as much and with the same intensity game to game as Pascal Siakam. He's a goddamn track star out there playing in the NBA. And nobody wants to run more than Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers. So I think this is like slapping a turbocharger on that offensive engine that they have in Indiana that already was the greatest in NBA history in the regular season.
Crazy points. But they definitely needed somebody that could do a little bit more for them on the defensive end. I like the trade. I really do. But as far as what they're going to do this year, not a whole lot. I don't really expect them to do much. Can they win a first-round playoff game? I don't know. Or series? I'm not sure.
I think they can.
But you think so? I don't know. Where do they sit
the
right
thing
now?
Is, they're going to
Are they 7th?
They're going to have to realize that Buddy Hield is going to have to come off the bench in the playoffs because you can't have Tyrese Halliburton and Buddy Hield as your 2 point of attack defenders and try to win, 4 games out of 7 against the best teams in the East. You're going to need one person on the perimeter who can guard, whether that's Nembhard or Nesmith or TJ McConnell or whoever, Benedict Mathurin. But they can't continue to play 2 guys who have no defensive ability out there together.
No, that's true. But they can't win the series if they're a 6 seed. Right now, they're sitting in a 6 seed, 2.5 games behind the Cavs. The Cavs and the Knicks are 2 really good regular season teams.
I think they can.
They're not going to. They can't. No, but they're sitting at the 6th spot. So right now, they're going to play the 76ers in the first round. That's not happening. You're not beating the Sixers. If Joel Embiid's healthy.
Okay.
That's a big thing.
We'll see.
You think they're beating the 76ers? You're fucking high off your ass.
Turn this shit into a track meet. Make Joel Embiid do suicides all game.
When does you've never seen that in the playoffs? A track meet in the playoffs?
We ain't never seen an offense like this Pacers offense, bro.
I've seen the Phoenix Suns, and they didn't make it to the Western Conference Finals.
We really doing this? Do you know?
I'm just saying.
The pace that the Pacers are playing with is way above what the Suns is playing with back in the day. I mean,
I don't give a fuck about pace.
Compared to the league average, it may be a good comparison, but like nobody in the league is running like the Pacers are.
Bro, they need to get stops though. Can they stop Joel Embiid? Miles Turner is about to get cooked by Joel Embiid. I think they can beat the Bucks because the Bucks are bad at defense.
Well, they've
And who
already
have Doc
beat them
Rivers as a
4
coach.
times in the regular season.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the only team they can beat, but the Bucks have to kind of fall off. And the Bucks and the Celtics, they're kind of, at least like right now in the regular season, I think they're too good to drop down to where the Sixers are to get the 3 spot. So I just don't see them beating the Sixers, man. They need to get that 5 spot. If they get the 5 spot, they might be able to win in the first round. But as of right now, I'm not seeing it. They're gonna have to play a lot better, man. But the Cavs and the Knicks are gonna be tough teams to catch.
Either way, don't you like take them a lot more seriously now after this trade?
A little bit. A lot. I don't know. I got to see more. It's only been a few games. I got to see more, man.
That's fair. All right, another trade that we have going down to Miami from Charlotte. Terry Rozier got traded to the Heat for Kyle Lowry and a first-round pick.
Is Kyle Lowry retiring?
I thought that they were going to get a little bigger of a return for Terry Rozier.
The Hornets, they don't care about anything, huh?
They're going to buy out Kyle Lowry.
Are the Hornets going to get bought out? Shit. Golly. That's an interesting one, man. Do you like it? You like it? You love it? I think for what they got in return, beautiful. They didn't really give up a whole lot because the first round pick is always kind of later. So I kind of like it.
I like it for the Heat. You know, it's been a while since Terry Rozier has been asked to play winning basketball. Yeah. You know, for the last 4 or 5 years for the Hornets, he's just been allowed to play pickup style basketball and do whatever he wants and take as many shots as he wants. 5 seconds early into the shot clock, 10 seconds early into the shot clock, nobody else touching the ball. You know, he's had the green light to do all those things. Going to Miami, their offense couldn't be more different than the Hornets. There's ball movement, there's player movement. Even Jimmy Butler doesn't take 20 shots a game. You know, it's very like diversified and spread out. And they're hunting to get the best high quality shots. They're not like the Phoenix Suns that should let Kevin Durant, you know, take a bunch of off the dribble twos. You know, they're going to use all 24 seconds and they're going to use player movement and ball movement to try to get like the best quality look. And I think that's going to be an adjustment for sure for Terry Rozier. And then the other adjustment is going to be like learning all their defensive schemes and actually giving effort on defense.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I like the name for sure. Do I like the name?
Of course you do, Terry.
No, I like the name and like the way he can shoot. But like you said, all those other things, just really learning how to play team basketball, bro. Like I know he played with that Celtics team and he was really good with them, but I don't know, man. It's going to be different. Yeah. Is it going to be redundant because him and Tyler Hero kind of do the same things? You know, I'm not sure, bro. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think it's going to be as easy as what we think it's going to be. And plus, if I'm looking at this shit right now, the Heat are struggling. They lost 7 straight games right now.
Yep.
And Rozier's been there for some of those.
3. He hasn't looked good either yet. It's definitely been an adjustment period for him.
I also think, too, LaMelo is an elite passer, and the Heat don't have a single person on their team that is, like, elite. Now, if they can get, you know, some penetration and great ball movement, that might suffice for some of it. But it kind of looks like it might be a lot of ISO ball. I don't think the Heat did their due diligence on this trade. I know they didn't give up a lot for Terry Rozier, but I'm not in love with it, dog. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really not in love with it.
Wow.
I don't really like it. I don't like it.
All right.
They suck right now. Well, I mean, come on. They lost to the fucking... So, since Rozier's been there, tough game, right? They play the Celtics, who they have owned for years. Lost by 30. They play the Knicks, who they owned last year. Legitimately lost by 20, and they play the Suns, who finally got their big 3. I think finally played in this game. Let me check.
Yep, they did
just to make sure. Yeah, and they lost by 10. Decent game for a majority of it, but I didn't think they were a threat. They're probably going to get smoked by the Kings because the Heat play way too slow, and they might get a win versus the Wizards. See if they can turn it around. But it's a tough schedule after that again. They play the Clippers, the Magic, Celtics again, Bucks, 76ers, Pelicans, Kings again. I mean. Get it together now because you're about to get fucked. I know the All-Star break's coming up, but I don't like the trade, man. He's got to learn way too much to be back to like what a basketball player is. Too much AAU ball down there in Charlotte might have molded his brain. Don't like the trade. Shout out to the Heat though.
I definitely agree with you that it's going to be an adjustment period. But I also agree with what you said earlier that like we saw him in a winning context doing the things that he's going to have to do now when he was with the Celtics. He was a good defender on the perimeter.
Yeah.
You know, he did play within the offense. He did have a penchant for making big shots at big times. He could show that he could guard up and defend, you know, twos, even though he's only 6'1".
Yep.
I think he can tap back into that. And as long as he does by the time the playoffs start, I think this will still be a good trade for Miami. It is going to take a while to get your body and mind to adjust from playing AAU overtime elite basketball in Charlotte to playing for the most demanding coach with one of the most intricate, complex systems on both sides of the court in Miami. And also, like, going from, you know, not having to worry about anyone else on the Hornets and, like, keeping them happy or anything like that, and now fitting into, like, the social hierarchy of, you know, getting Jimmy his touches on the spots on the floor where he likes to have it, getting Tyler Hero enough shots and rhythm so that he doesn't start just jacking because he feels left out. You know, still running the offense through Bam Adebayo in the high post and making him the focal point because he's their best passer. You know, still giving Jaime Jaquez his ability to bully smaller guys on the block and you know, kick out for open threes and everything like that. There's a lot of moving parts that he's going to have to figure out. But
I think
do I think he's better than Kyle Lowry? Yes. Yes,
no.
I do.
No. Did you see Kyle Lowry in the finals versus the Nuggets? You think Terry Rozier can do that?
I think Kyle Lowry is gone.
We thought he was gone last year.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back. He pulled a Renaissance act. He pulled a rabbit with Jordans on out of his hat. I don't think he's got anything left in there.
Honestly, bro, I think for this particular team, I don't think they need what he does. And at the size of what he is, I don't think they need what he doesn't do also on like the defensive end. I think players like Terry Rozier are getting phased out of this NBA's game as we speak because he's too short. He's not going to be big enough to guard a lot of these larger guards, you know, that are going to be in the playoffs. I think Jalen Brunson and Dame might be the smallest ones, but everybody else is kind of big, man. Tyrese Maxey's quick as fuck. He might be able to stick with him, but I don't know, man.
Trey?
If they make the playoffs,
yeah,
they're not going to make the playoffs.
If we make the play-in.
Yeah, I'm talking playoff teams only. I don't know, man.
Terry, we might be playing the Heat in the play-in again.
Maybe. I got to take a look at that again, but I don't know, man. I think he's getting phased out. What he does best isn't good for this team.
With all that you just said, would you take him on the Knicks right now?
I mean, we need another scorer.
Okay, so he's not getting phased out. It's just the construction of the team. And I think
that's what I said. This trade is not good for this particular team. They were the ones who made the trade. We're only talking about him in this situation where he is right now. I don't think it's a good fit. He's 6'1".
I disagree. I think that he is a good fit for them, and it's just going to take time. I do think they need some more like ball handling juice because, like you said, there's not
they need a playmaker.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of people like getting into the teeth of defense and collapsing them, and then being able to kick out to Hero and Duncan Robinson. It's a lot of backdoor cuts and stuff like that to get to the rim. It's a lot of Tyler Hero taking off the dribble twos.
Yeah, the Heat are too small, bro. They're about to get bullied.
And here's the other thing. Like, Rozier, he's got a couple years left on his deal. If this doesn't work in Miami, they'll be able to get another first-round pick from somebody else. Like, that's a better fit.
Maybe.
Because next season, someone will be just as desperate. You know what I mean? And they can get that asset back.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, they're going to have, 3 guys to score 20 a game? Him, Hero, and Butler. And Bam, I guess, is around there. How much is Bam getting? Like 20? 19? I don't like Bam. He's too fucking small. I feel like they needed a center, to be honest with you. Bam Adebayo is too fucking short, bro. 6'9" is kind of crazy. Yeah, he's getting 22. So Butler, Hero, Rozier, and Bam, all 20 points a game scores, but somehow, they only end up scoring like 100 fucking points in a game. Somebody's got to step up. Somebody's got to step up. Somebody's got to do something. I don't like the trade, but
I'm looking at you, Haywood Highsmith.
I don't like the trade, but let's keep it moving, man.
All right. Bam's too small, even though he dominates Joel Embiid every time he sees him in the postseason. Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Speaking of Joel Embiid, Terry, it was kind of a wild week for him. He dropped 70 points on the Spurs in a historic win there, breaking Wilt Chamberlain's record for the 76ers for most points ever in a game. And then a couple nights later, despite promising the fans that he would play in Denver this season, Joel Embiid once again ducked out of the matchup with Jokic in Denver.
No, he was hurt.
At this point, you just need to come out and be like, I have sickle cell. That's why I can't play.
It's not true though, because they trained in altitude this preseason.
And that's where I found out.
Yeah.
There's got to be some other reason, man, because he hasn't played since 2019.
It's been a while, but he legit actually got hurt in the Pacers game. I got a problem with what the team did. Here.
No, he didn't.
No. He did. I watched the game. I got a problem with what that team did. He legit hurt his knee in the Pacers game. Just put him on the fucking injury report. Why would you tease all the fans? That makes no sense. Put him on the injury report so we're not like, oh yeah. He wasn't even on. They scratched him right before the game. I got a problem with that. If you're gonna scratch him out, scratch him out.
Hurt.
It's such horseshit. I'm not that mad about it. I really am not. I only care about what he's going to do in the postseason, like 70 points. He's kind of reverting back to what I didn't like with that 0-point shit. Mm-hmm. It's starting to piss me off. Like, he's really got to show something this postseason, or I'm all the way done with his ass. But, I'm not too mad about the duck. The 70 points is impressive, but, the Spurs are small as fuck. What else? I feel like we're getting off topic. What did you want to talk about?
No, we were just talking about Embiid. There's been all this rash of scoring.
He's cool.
He wants to play. He wants to play Joker in Philadelphia and put up big numbers. He wants to drop 70 against the Spurs. But when it's
so
time
you just
to,
want to
when it's time to play the game, when it's time, he promised. He promised us.
So you just want him to be in Denver. I get it. He does dominate the fuck out of him, and I'm also pissed at
5 years. It's been a decade.
2019 is a while ago. Yeah, it's crazy. But, he does dominate him. He dominates Jokic every single time. He's 6-2 against him.
Every time he plays against him in Philly. Okay.
Give me a couple wins, dog. 6-2? Come on, bro. I need something. Do you think Jokic's better than him this year?
I think the regular season, Joel Embiid is having a better regular season right now. He's
killing.
He's averaging more points than minutes right now, which is insane.
He's going crazy. Yeah, he's going crazy.
I also have a feeling in the playoffs, Jokic is going to prove once again that he's a better player.
I got a feeling that this dude is not going to play 65 games, so it won't even matter.
I told you that weeks ago. He's not winning MVP because he's going to miss the game threshold.
Yeah, because what we said he needed to miss at the time when we talked about it, I think it was 2 weeks ago. He needed to miss 8 games overall, and he's already missed 2.
Yeah.
So now he can only miss 6 the rest of the year.
Dog, it's a wrap.
I think we should already start talking about who's going to be the MVP besides him, because he deserves it this year, but 6 games for this guy, bro? And honestly, I want him to miss all the games. I don't even want him to worry about this year's MVP. I want him to play at this fucking level that he's currently playing at right now throughout the playoffs.
Right.
And please be healthy. Don't get sick. No stupid. God, the Brooklyn Nets. I feel like he should have just set the fucking Brooklyn Nets series out last year. They were such a bad team. He didn't even need to play. He got fucking hurt in that series.
Right. Let Paul go off for 20 and 10.
Yeah. Just turn the injuries off, NBA. Let him be healthy, bro. I feel because he's kind of giving me not Len Bias because he died, but at least give me but no, I'm saying but in the 90s, give me one adversary for Michael Jordan to even show that he can go against someone good. There was no one great in Michael Jordan's position in all of the 90s. Reggie Miller was his top competition, who was 6'7", 190 pounds. It was literally nobody. And then Grant Hill got hurt, when Jordan was on his way out. So it's I just want Joel Embiid I want all the great players to be in the playoffs and be healthy. It sucks, but that's all I want. I don't really care about this regular season shit. It's cool, though. These dudes are balling. But I'm not really, I don't really care. about what he does.
I'm with you, but that's not all I want. I would like the NBA to start playing some fucking defense. This is just getting ridiculous. In the last week, bro, we had Embiid drop 70, Cat dropped 65, Luka dropped 73 versus the Hawks. And
how did that feel as a Hawks fan? As you were watching it, as the guy who you swap picks with, scored 73 points on you.
He had 65 through 3 quarters, and then we start triple teaming him.
He still got to 73? I didn't watch the game at all.
He had 65 points through 3 quarters.
How'd he get 8 points when you were triple teaming him?
Free throws.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's unstoppable, bro, to be honest.
To answer your question, I felt hollow. That's how I felt. Like a shell of a man. You know, we just can't stop doing it to ourselves.
That was hilarious, bro. 73 on the team that should have drafted you is funny.
But what's going on with this NBA? That, like, nobody is showing a willingness to play any defense. The referees reward offensive players for driving completely out of control, initiating contact, and throwing up bullshit, and they call a foul on the defender. I just feel like the sliders, if you will, have gotten way out of whack, and it's gone too far at this point.
They're a little nuts.
We need some.
Are you actually
balance.
upset though? Are you actually upset, or is this just a talking point for everyone?
No, I actually am, man, because it's like it feels like you're not respecting the game. You know what I mean?
Trae Young scored 75?
I mean, we had that game against the Pacers earlier in the year, Terry. It was like 165 to 163.
I saw that. That was insane. I mean? The Pacers' pace of play is insane.
But I had the same feeling then. It felt like watching an All-Star game and not an NBA game, dude. And it's like I appreciate how the level of skill has gone up just astronomically in the last 20 years.
It's the level of offensive skill. Yeah, for sure.
But at some point, like, we have to balance this a little bit more because I feel like it's gotten out of whack. And you could see the, like, body language of some of these defenders that they just feel like they're helpless out here. Like, I can't touch the guy at all. I can't contact him with my chest. I can't slide into a place that he's driving. I can't establish my space. I can't jump straight up in the air. Like, what do you want these guys to do at this point? These players are so good. They have every advantage. They know how to score from every spot on the floor using a variety of moves. You know, when Dwayne Wade broke out and Manu broke out the Euro step like 15 years ago, they were like the only 2 guys in the league doing a Euro step. Mm-hmm. Now there are 100 players who can Euro, do the James Harden package of step overs and travels into threes. That, like, the skill level is beyond unbelievable at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And with social media and private coaches and, like, all the availability we have on film, these guys add tools to their tool bag every year. We don't need to continue, like, having the rules give them more advantages. We need to have some type of balance where the defensive players, you know, the other side of the court that's supposed to be just as valuable and important, they need to have some tools too.
I just think that defensive schemes also haven't really adjusted and changed for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind, like, high scoring games. I kind of do mind because you can't even do this shit in 2K. Like, I really don't like when dudes are scoring like 70. It's like, come on, bro, just double team them. Like, lose the game, but I'm not about to lose with one person scored like fucking 60 something points. Like that's just stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, because like dudes don't do this on Thibodeau because his defensive schemes are really good. You haven't really seen this against like a Doc Rivers team because he also took some of the Thibodeau schemes, but his coaching and the defensive schemes haven't really changed a lot. It's kind of comical when this shit happens on you. Like the Embiid one, I like it was pretty legit. Like there's nothing that they could do. There's no scheme that could have changed anything. He hit like 12 mid-range jumpers and dunked on Wemby and Zach Collins. Like they can't fucking stop him. But perimeter dudes.
Yeah.
I can't go with the perimeter dude scoring fucking 70. That's ridiculous. It's stupid as shit. You know, I can't fuck with that.
not as stupid as Karl Anthony Towns getting benched after scored 70 or 63 points or whatever it was.
They were playing like idiots, though.
Yeah, they
They
all
lost to the Hornets.
Bro, that was talking about disrespecting the game. Watching
Yeah, that was dumb.
Watching that.
That was just bad basketball.
Bro, and all his teammates seemed like so unhappy for him. Like,
yeah.
Everyone was just like, all right, this is just a waste of our time. We're just going to let Cat come out here and take a bunch of stupid shots and blow a 17-point lead. And then Anthony Edwards talk about how we blew the game. Yeah, we were all just trying to see him get 100.
And he shot 3 for 11 in the game.
Yeah.
Trash ass. Come on, Ant.
Y'all lost to the Hornets with no LaMelo Ball while you had a player who had 62 points.
That shit was funny, man. Yeah. Like I said, man, dudes are working on their offensive game, but I don't think they're working on their defensive game at all.
Have you ever seen a player have 60 points and get benched in the fourth quarter? Have you ever seen that?
No, but the way that they were playing is he deserved it.
I'm not saying it's undeserved. I'm saying the fact that he showed like such disrespect for the game and was cooking so hard. I've never seen a confluence of those two things at once. That you have a guy who's on this much of a heater, but is negatively impacting the team to the point where we have to sit him down.
Yeah, it was crazy, but I don't know, man. I was trying to look up like what was the most points scored versus a Tom Thibodeau team, but that's kind of a hard stat to look up. Yeah, I don't know, man. The offense is great. I enjoy watching these dudes cook, but I just don't like. I really don't like Luka playing, to be honest, because like it I'm just like, yo, y'all can't stop this dude. He's not really doing anything super fast.
You're giving Luka the Messi treatment from 10 years ago?
Nah.
Is that what you're doing?
I'm just saying, though, like, dudes, just, hey, bro, if he's going to go 13 for 18 from 3, cool. But you ain't about to fucking hit middies and layups on my ass. Like, shoot threes. Fuck it. Go for it. He's not the greatest three-point shooter I've ever seen. Go for it, bro. But you're not about to just do layup. Like, the Hawks, that shit's embarrassing. Who was guarding most of the game? Jalen Johnson?
Sadiq Bey.
Why? All right. Never mind. I'm done. You guys suck. Yeah. Sadiq Bey was guarding him most of the game. Yeah. That's why he scored 70 points. Bro, he's not even good at defense.
We're like, let's try DeJounte Murray on him in the second quarter. He's only 100 pounds less.
And you were talking to me crazy when I said y'all needed Pascal Siakam, but whatever.
Nah, we didn't need Pascal Siakam.
How come Jalen Johnson didn't guard him? Was he hurt?
He guarded him for stretches, but not as much as other guys. They want him to like be that helper at the rim when Clint Capella was standing all the way out on the 3-point line trying to hedge these screens.
Guard your man. Like, I'm so sick of this shit. And when we were talking about Joel Embiid earlier, when Jokic and Embiid play each other, why are they not guarding each other? What's up with these stupid-ass defensive schemes that are not working? Michael Malone? Embiid went crazy on your dumbass. Just Jokic and Embiid, just guard each other, bro. Fuck it. I don't understand how two big-ass centers aren't guarding each other. Like, if Shaq and Yao played against each other, why would Shaq guard fucking T-Mac and Yao's guarding Horace Grant or some shit? Like, what sense does that make?
Because both Jokic and Embiid are much more, like, skilled, varied offensive players than Shaq and Yao.
Just guard each other, man. I'm not going for that.
We've seen smaller players have a history of success guarding Embiid. Whether it was Okongwu and John Collins in the playoffs. What was it?
Oh, when he was sick?
Oh, my God. He's got an excuse for every fucking year, Terry. Which excuse are you going to use this year?
I don't care. I'm not a fan of his.
Dude, but OG Anunoby did a good job on him when the Raptors beat them. Bam Adebayo has punked him at every single turn. Like, the Aaron Gordon body type is the style of player that's defended him the best in the post.
So they can double him and shit.
Yeah,
I got you.
Get up underneath him and
he averages like 36 against the Nuggets, but neither here nor there.
In Philadelphia.
But honestly though, Joel scoring 70 for us, an actual center doing it is very impressive. All the other ones, it's like whatever. That's just the team being dumb as shit. The team not stopping them.
You know what they say?
It's crazy.
70 is the new 50.
Anybody else? Didn't Devin Booker score? Did he hit 70 again? Or what?
This year?
He got like a lot recently.
I think he had a 60-something. I remember he had 70 a couple years ago when they were the.
Well, that was when they lost. Yeah, he got 62 versus the Pacers. Oh, it's the Pacers. It's the Pacers. Any points against the Pacers? Come on, what are we doing? They let anybody score 40 and 50.
They knew the new stat: points adjusted per Pacers or per Hawks.
Exactly. Fuck out of here.
Oh man. What else changed, Terry? Adrian Griffin got fired by the Milwaukee Bucks. Doc Rivers got hired by the Milwaukee Bucks.
That was weirder.
Adrian Griffin, he was the number one reason why I was low on the Bucks coming in this year. And after that Dame trade, like I talked about, having a rookie coach who has an inexperienced staff is not a good recipe for going far in the playoffs.
Terry Stotts was gone.
Yeah, well, that was like the first sign, I think, that there was trouble in paradise, where Terry Stotts just decided to quit the team a week before the NBA started, the regular season. And then, the players having these players-only meetings with Adrian Griffin saying, listen, this Toronto-style defense that you want to do, where we're blitzing all over the court and we have our big men up defending past the three-point line, like, that's not working for us. Can we go back to the defense that we played last season that actually worked? That was red flag number 2. And then red flag number 3, Giannis has not attended a timeout in like the last 4 games that I watched from the Bucks while Adrian Griffin was the coach. Like, he'd be calling up the plays and talking to the team, and Giannis would be sitting on the scorer's bench just looking up at the ceiling. And at that point, I knew he's done for. What do you think about Doc Rivers, though? How much does he raise their ceiling?
I feel like they're gonna be similar, man. It's not really gonna change too much. I mean, they might do a little bit more pick and roll. Like if you listen to some of the Doc Rivers, Bill Simmons conversations that they had on his podcast. He was saying, I don't understand why the Bucks don't run a bunch of pick and rolls. I don't get why they just don't do the Dame Giannis pick and roll. So get ready for a large dose of that. But
just to interject, I'll tell you why they don't run more of it. Because then Giannis gets doubled on the catch, and they leave wide open people in the corners. And I don't think they want like the majority of the game decided by Pat Connaughton and Bobby Portis making.
Who's starting most of the games for them? Is it is Middleton still hurt or whatever?
He's working his way back in and out. He doesn't play back to backs. You can count on him to start 50% of the time.
Jesus Christ.
Malik, what's his face?
Malik Beasley.
He's starting.
He's flaming it. He's shooting really well.
Yeah, he's shooting amazing. As usual on defense, he's been a turnstile.
Oh yeah, that's what he does.
But at least he's been shooting it. Pat Connaughton hasn't been able to guard a graveyard or make an open shot, and he's been starting as well.
All right, so I see it. I got the games. I got the starters right here. So Beasley started 45 games. Middleton started 40, and then Dame and Giannis at 44 and 45. So that's their starting lineup. It's Beasley, Middleton, Dame, Giannis, Brook Lopez. That's still a really good shooting squad, though. As far as even if they do double off the pick and roll, that should be knockdown threes for all those guys.
Yeah,
everyone can shoot except for Giannis.
I just think Giannis wants to play a more central role. You know what I mean? I heard some of those
ball more. You think?
Yeah, he wants to be more of a finisher than a kick-out guy. And when they play that two-man game,
this guy
50 times a game, they're not letting him finish at the rim. They're going to build a wall and make you pass out to open guys. And, he wants to get his too. It's not like
he's averaging 31 points a game. What the fuck does he want?
Which is the reason that they're running 7 pick and rolls a game, bro.
I mean, goddamn, what does he want? 30? He's like, Embiid's averaging 36. I want 38. The fuck, what?
I think.
What do you want? Be honest.
It's that pep shit. He wants the control of the flow of the match, and he doesn't want the flow of the game and their whole offense to be dependent on people who are not him making wide open threes.
Hey, they're 32 and 15. All right. I mean, I know it was a weird firing because they were 30 and 13 when he got fired. I don't think it's not working. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's bad. Like, can they change shit up defensively? Like you said, you think they're kind of small? Yeah, because Beasley's short. Dame is a horrible defender and he's short. Middleton's not great at defense anymore, really. And it's just Giannis and Brooke. But, I mean, just score, man.
Hey,
get fucking buckets.
Can you not be the worst transition defense like in NBA history? And this is another thing that Adrian Griffin was doing. Dude, he was having 4 people crash the offensive boards every possession while the other team leaks out and gets 3-on-1s. Like, guess what?
So is that the only thing they need to do?
Malik Beasley and Chris Middleton, we do not need you crashing the offensive boards. Get your ass back. If they could go from – because they're literally the worst in the league in transition defense.
Yeah.
If they can do what the Pacers did and go from, like, the worst to 19th to 18th, that'll have a gigantic impact on them.
They're a championship team.
Now, if they can only count on Doc to not let them blow a lead in the playoffs.
We'll see how that goes, man. I mean, but honestly, dude, I don't really think they have a huge problem. Like, I think you said kind of some of their problems with the transition, but I mean, look, Dame's not working hard to get back. It really comes down to, like, Malik, you need to play harder defensively. And Middleton, just, stop being a bitch. He's played 40 games, though, so I got to give him credit. He has played way more games than I thought he would, but I don't know, man, they're just a slow team. They're good offensively. They just, it's Brook Lopez, Dame, Malik Beasley. Yeah, I mean, what do you expect? I think this is a good playoff team. If we're being completely honest and fair, this team is someone to actually look out for in the playoffs. Now, I think they do need an actual wing defender, and there's still time to make a trade, but besides that, that's it. Yo, Thanasis, can you give me something? He's long.
Can you get me a bagel and a cup of coffee? Because that's all you're good
Crowder.
for, sir.
Jay Crowder. Yeah, they do need a wing. They need a legit wing. So that's all they need.
Can you believe that Thanasis has been in the NBA 8 seasons now?
Hey, man, do what you got to do. You're one of the best players' brother. That's genes. Shout out to him. But really, though, it's weird to me. All these 3-and-D guys in the league, they can't get one guy. And I'm not talking about Robert Covington. He doesn't make sense.
I don't know, like, what assets they have to go get somebody.
Like, do they got their picks?
They don't have any picks.
Or did they give them up?
No,
they gave it up with the Dame.
Yeah, they got no picks. They got no first round or second round picks because remember they traded 5 for Jay Crowder last season.
All the second rounders? Damn, that was stupid.
Yeah, they gave up all the first for Dame. What are we going to trade?
Jay barely plays.
Pat Connaughton for Chris Dunn? Is that going to move the needle?
I mean, they need somebody 6'7" that can play defense and shoot.
Yeah, those guys usually are pretty valuable. I don't know how you're going to get one of those guys with the
how many are in the league?
Assets.
Hold on, I need to look at a list of players right now. They need somebody. Should I just go to 2K and be like 83 point, 80 defense?
Right.
Come on, bro.
I mean, obviously the Nets have 2 of them, right? But
nobody's getting Mikal. Mikal's too expensive now at this point.
Dude, I wasn't even talking about him. I was talking about
Cam Johnson?
Dorian Finney-Smith. I wasn't even talking about Cam Johnson.
Dorian Finney-Smith? I don't know. His shooting is – I don't know.
What's the other damn Nets wing? It is now fucking eluding me. Another 3-and-D guy. I'm about to look it up, dog.
Yo, you think they should take a flyer out on Grant Williams?
I'd be hating when I have these
You wouldn't forget a name?
Royce O'Neal.
Oh, yeah. He shoots a lot.
He could fit the template, but I don't know. Grant Williams.
Should they take a flyer out on Grant Williams? He's playing bad for Dallas.
Fuck it. They might be willing to let him go. I'm not
sure.
I'm not sure Giannis wants to listen to his fucking timeout speeches though, any more than he wanted to listen to Adrian Griffin.
He ain't gonna say shit to Giannis. Giannis cooked him for like 6 years. What the fuck am I gonna say to you?
I feel like if Grant Williams got traded to the Bucks, him and Thanasis would just spend all their time wrestling in the locker room, and they wouldn't make it out to the court.
But I mean, who else is left? Not Sadiq Bey. I'm just thinking all the teams who's trying to give up. What about Detroit?
We'll give you Sadiq Bey. Yeah, okay, have Sadiq Bey.
What about Detroit? Bogdanovich?
What you gonna get? What you gonna give up to get him, man? He's getting at least a first round pick for Bogdanovich.
Okay, maybe not Bogdan. They got a lot of dudes on their team.
They need like a Harrison Barnes.
Oh yeah, but I don't know if the salaries, man.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to get him, man. This is what I'm talking about. They're
no
gonna be
assets.
Scraping the bottom. You better hope that you can find some guy on a 2-way contract or in a G League. What's Leaky Black doing?
Playing with the Hornets. Leaky Black. Did you see that highlight when he made that free throw?
No.
He was the announcer because
this is what the Hornets have been reduced to. Their highlights are Leaky Black shooting free throws.
No, well, like the Hornets got one of the greatest announcing teams. Like I love the two announcers they got. I don't know if you heard them locally because they do a lot of blackouts. I'm not sure. Have you heard their team?
Oh yeah, I don't care for him as much as you do. He's a bit of a fucking goof.
Leaky Black's on the line. He hadn't made a free throw for the Hornets at that time yet. I think he missed like maybe 8 straight or some shit. And the announcer's like, he's shooting like a game clincher. They're gonna go up like 3 points and 4 points if he hits them both. The dude's like, Leaky has not made a free throw as a professional. When he made the free throw, I was like, Jesus Christ, dog. Shit was funny. It was fucking hilarious. He's definitely over the top.
Fucking Eric Collins. Boogly, boogly, boogly. All these fucking noises that he'd be doing.
So you don't like that? You like Dominique Wilkins? Fuck out of here.
No.
Okay, I was about to say. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
No. The Eric Collins reminds me of the dude who do soccer for ESPN. That motherfucker. Almost.
Oh, you talking about Jaime Moreno?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Nah, he's hilarious.
But yeah, the Bucks, congratulations on getting a better coach. Too bad you don't have some better wings.
What do you
want to talk about a couple other coaches changing around?
Soccer?
Yeah, we could do that. I was thinking first, the Falcons pulling the ultimate Falcons move. And
Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris over Bill Belichick.
That's a crazy one, dude.
Raheem Morris was our interim coach just 3 years ago, who we fired to hire Arthur Smith. And now we fire Arthur Smith to hire back Raheem Morris.
Yeah, that was silly.
We were talking about Bill Belichick, Jim Harbaugh, Pete Carroll. Mike Vrabel, which one of these guys is the Falcons going to get? We're going to hire our interim head coach from 3 years ago. You can't make this shit up, man. Of course,
think about it?
Atlanta loves it. They're like, he's black. That's all we need to see. We got a black GM. We got a black head coach. We got a black defensive coordinator. We got a black special teams coordinator. Yeah. All they care about is the fact that he's black. That's it. Nobody gives a fuck. Are you mad? Hell yeah, I'm mad. Are you fucking kidding me?
Who do you want?
First of all, number one, I want us to see get Jim Harbaugh. But, I don't know, somebody who doesn't have a failed track record coaching the NFL. Somebody who doesn't
Ryan
have...
Morris? What's his record?
Fucking 20-35.
Let me look it up. I'm going to look it up.
It's terrible. Dude, the problem is we had him in the building 3 years ago. Yeah. He was the interim head coach. He was our wide receivers coach. He was our defensive backs coach. He was our defensive coordinator. He was our interim head coach for 8 games.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good coach.
What?
He's 21-38.
If you didn't know who this guy was after working in your organization for 10 years, what fucking changed in the last 2.5 seasons?
Brother, you guys are goofies.
That he took a Rams defense that was number 1 in the NFL and turned into the 20th best defense in the NFL? Is that the selling point?
You guys are fucking goofies. You were the first ones to be on the train for the collusion to not get Lamar Jackson. Okay? That's on your organization. You decided we're going to stick it out with Desmond Ridder. And what did that do to you? You missed a golden chance. You missed a golden chance to make the playoffs when your division was completely down. Imagine the team you would have had with Lamar and the weapons you have. That's one. You don't get Bill Belichick. You don't get Jim Harbaugh. You don't get Mike Vrabel. You get Raheem Morris. That's what you guys get. It's fucking football karma, dog. You decided to do it. Damn, you couldn't have been the caboose. You were the goddamn conductor and the head of the train. Choo choo. No Lamar. We don't want Lamar. We're out. It's stupid. It's what you get. So I don't care. Clap it up for your dumbass Falcons.
Hey.
Another great decision.
It's a historic day in Atlanta. At least he's black.
No. Well, he can't be any worse than Arthur Smith, but we'll see how it goes, man.
He literally was worse than Arthur Smith 3 years ago. That's who we fired to bring in Arthur Smith.
What was his record as the interim coach? Like 4-4 or something?
Nah, it's like fucking 3-8 or something like that. It was not good.
3-8. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Oh no, 4-7. I see it.
Oh,
he was 4-7.
I was off by one game. Excuse me.
Yeah. 4-7. That's not horrible. 2020 Falcons? You know, that was a downfall of a lot, right?
We still had Matt Ryan back then.
He was bad at that point.
Bro, even
that's way after
Matt
the Super Bowl.
Ryan was way better than Marcus Mariota and Desmond
Terrible
Ridder.
Matt Ryan is better than everything you had.
Terrible Matt Ryan still got Kyle Pitts 1,000 yards in his rookie season. What's happened since then?
Look, Raheem Morris went 10-6.
Yard receiver since.
Raheem Morris went 10-6 in 2010 with the Tampa Bay Bucks, and their quarterback at that time,
Josh Freeman.
Let me see. Hold on. It probably was. They had a horrible team. I got to go back in the archives.
It was Josh Freeman.
You sure?
Yeah.
Big Joshy?
Yeah.
And let's see. Cadillac Williams, LeGarrette Blount. Yep, Josh Freeman. You're right. Josh Freeman. Kellen Winslow was there. Mike Williams. That's a bad team. 10-6 is pretty good. And that 10-6 in 2010, Cam Newton was there with the Panthers, killing it. And the Saints had Drew Brees. So I think he's a good coach. He just needs another opportunity. But you're right. You guys are goofy, so go ahead and fuck it up.
You know, I'm going to be rooting for him. Like, I'm going to try to stay optimistic. Everyone talks about...
Do you think he's a bad coach, though? I don't think he's a bad coach. That's the thing. You didn't hire a bad coach.
Time will tell.
Honestly, bro, it's a good opportunity. You just need a quarterback. So let's just see what the GM can do. That's all.
The other thing is, like, when we bring in Raheem Morris, he's the most well-liked assistant coach in the NFL, and he's going to build an all-star staff of coordinators. Well,
yeah, we'll see.
Who are the coordinators that he's brought? The guy from the Rams who is like a fucking quarterbacks coach who's never called plays in his life is at any level. Coach. He's going to be the offensive coordinator. The defensive coordinator.
But Goff was good. Was he under Goff and Stafford? Or just Stafford?
I don't know.
Because if he helped Goff a bit, I'll take that. Because, Goff, first round pick, Detroit shunned him out to the Rams. He played pretty good with the Rams. They went to the Super Bowl.
I'm just saying. Everyone talked about how he's going to have his pick of the litter of coordinators and how he's going to assemble this all-star staff because he's so
How is he going to have the... Oh, okay.
They say, he's the most well-liked, well-connected person in the NFL. Well, we get an offensive coordinator who's never called plays, a defensive coordinator who's never called plays in the NFL, who got fired. The last time we saw him, he was in college, and he got fired for slapping his players in the middle of the game.
Sounds like Nick Saban. It's all good.
All right.
Hey, look, man. You had to hire somebody. You got him. He's okay. We'll see how it goes. You're not going to be worse than last year. Plus, the division is bad still. You think the Bucs are going to be better than they were this year? Like, come on, bro.
Not if we take Baker Mayfield from him.
I will also say, though, we got to see who are you guys going to play this year, like quarterback-wise? Because I think this year, y'all's division got...
We play a good schedule this year. It's not the shit sandwich that we had last year. We played a bunch of nobodies and still lost.
Yeah, you guys had a crazy one this year. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. I don't know. There's still time to see, man.
So that's one of my teams, the Atlanta Falcons, looking for a new head coach. The other one of my teams hanging right below that in the background is Barcelona, who ground Xavi down to a pulp. They lost 5-3 against Villarreal with 2 goals coming in injury time. Now we're, I think, 4th place in La Liga. got humiliated by Real Madrid
Damn.
in the Super Cup final, got dumped out of the Copa del Rey, and are clinging on to the Champions League with one finger left on the
Oh, that's
ledge.
over. That's done.
And after all this, Xavi says, you know what, I've had enough. This job has worn me down. The media have had it out for me since day one. It's having a terrible effect on my family life. I'm leaving at the end of the season.
Makes sense. Why do you think they grinded him out, man? Why didn't they like him?
Bro, it's like
He
playing
was
for
pretty.
coaching for Barcelona is like coaching the Dallas Cowboys. You have like this ownership type of group that'll hang you out to dry at every opportunity. You have too many cooks in the kitchen between Deco and Joan Laporta and Rafa Marquez openly campaigning to take your job while you still have it. The papers every single day reacting out of proportion to wins and losses. You score 5 goals and they compare you to the 09 team that won 6 trophies. You win 1-0 and they say that you're playing park the bus negative soccer. God forbid you lose because they start wondering if the coach is going to return to the training ground the next day after the loss. Like, it's just such a pressure cooker of toxicity. And
It's
this
too
is,
much.
we chased Pep away with this shit. The winningest, best coach that we've ever had. And even he was like, I can't fucking do this anymore.
Yeah. And then you hired Coleman.
Hey, between Pep and Koeman, we actually had some good managers, right? We had
you had a good one.
We had Luis Enrique, who God, I wish
and
we
you
could
won.
have. Yeah.
And didn't you win the Champions League with him?
Yeah. That was with the Villa fucking no. Yeah, I think that was the David Villa triumvirate or whatever with Neymar.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
And then
it was. Yeah, Neymar, Messi, and not Villa.
Was it Suarez?
Yeah. Ooh, I gotta look it up. But yeah, it was one of those teams because you beat Juve, who had a really good fucking team.
Yep,
really good team. But you beat Juve. That was a good one.
No, and then we had Tito Villanova, who died of cancer while he was coach, who did a pretty damn good job, all things considered. Then we had Ernesto Valverde, who presided over some of those terrible losses in the Champions League and started the ball rolling. And then we had Kike Setien, who was an absolute fucking garbage fire. Ronald Koeman, who somehow was worse. And then the prodigal son returning to save Barcelona from itself. Looked great. Last year had the best defense in Europe. Won La Liga over a great Real Madrid team. And even Xavi couldn't keep this pumpkin as rotten altogether.
Plus, you got to consider, too, like, you guys don't have any assets to get good players. Like, he and the staff kind of did a good job of just scrapping together teams out of nowhere. Like, when y'all stole Adama Traore and, got, like, Aubameyang because he was just like, fuck it, I just want to go there. Eric Garcia just said, fuck it, I want to go there. Fernan Torres just said, fuck it, I just want to go there. Like, you guys kind of got lucky with some of the players that you ended up, receiving. So, it's tough that they did it to him, man, because he's a legend there. So it's unfortunate. But like I said, before this season started, this might be the downfall. This is the year. But I said that the previous year and the year before that. Yeah. But I think this might be the, like, how like Sevilla's sitting in 16th place right now?
Yeah.
Next year, that might be your time, bro. It might be.
It certainly looks like it, Terry. And everyone wants to blame Xavi for this season. Nobody in Europe has missed as many big. This is not me making this up. I looked this up.
Go ahead.
No team in Europe has missed as many big chances as Barcelona. No team in Europe has performed below their expected goals as much as Barcelona, and no team has allowed more goals per shot in Europe than Barcelona. Is it Xavi's fault that we can't defend a fucking breakaway with 3 forwards with 5 people? That somehow 2 people lose somebody at the back post for a tap-in every single game? Is it Xavi's fault that we've gotten scored on in the first 5 minutes of the game from people just not being awake or just not knowing what's going on around him and having to play down from 1-0. Like,
Yeah, that's not him.
is it his fault that Jules Koundé completely forgot how to defend whatsoever? Like,
Yeah, good signing, we thought.
We put all this stuff on Xavi. It's the players who have hung his ass out to dry. Is it his fault that we brought in Robert Lewandowski to be a fucking historically great finisher and he's couldn't
34.
Yeah, he can't even finish his breakfast. Like,
he's old.
Xavi got a raw deal, bro. This man got a raw deal. He's a good coach.
Like you signed, you're relying on Yamal, who's fucking stupid young.
16 years old. Just turned 16.
The Rafinha signing made no sense. The Gundogan signing was random as fuck on a free, which you got a lot of free signings, by the way. Christensen makes no sense. Getting João Felix doesn't really make any sense for the team. Like, the guys you signed aren't Barcelona players. The Serginho Dest signing didn't make any sense. I don't think that was underneath Xavi's watch.
That was Coleman.
As soon as he saw him, he was like, "Yeah, he can't do it." The goalie that you have right now, I have no idea who the fuck he is.
Iñaki
the one that played in your last game. I've never heard of him in my life.
Fucking youth team guy. He's terrible.
It's just not. It's not a Barcelona team. I mean, to be fair, like, for them to be where they are is a testament to coaching. It's not a testament to anything else except for like good coaching. And I think Xavi's a good coach. Do I think he came on a bit strong with like the fucking 10 commandments to play for Barcelona type shit? Yeah, it was a bit much. And I don't know if everybody loved that when he first got there, but with the teams that he inherited and with the players that he inherited, I mean, like, when you think about it, when he first got there, like, Ansu Fati was supposed to be the golden boy. He's in fucking wherever the fuck he is in England. I haven't even seen him play in a while.
Brighton hurt out for the season.
Dembele's always hurt. That he inherited that. He didn't really have a forward. Sergio Aguero had a fucking heart murmur and heart attack. He couldn't play for you guys. It was just a lot of problems, and a lot of it really was not up to him. Like, he couldn't deal with the problems that were came under him.
Yep.
It was just too much, man.
Fucking Balde tore his hamstring, out for the season. Gavi tore his ACL, out for the season. Pedri tore his hamstring, was out for 5 months.
Yeah, so it's just too much. Like, at a certain point when you're a fan, you can't, and soccer fans are crazy. They are the most fanatic of what a fan is. Like, they're absolutely insane. But for Barcelona fans to look at the roster that you have on the field, look at Real Madrid's roster, and be like, nah, we got it this year. That's completely idiotic. You got to be realistic with what you got. You got to reset. I don't know there's something has to be done.
This is why
you don't have any money.
Winning La Liga last year was a fucking miracle. I was like, this is one of the greatest coaching jobs I've ever seen.
It was insane. It was absolutely insane.
Xavi was like MacGyver. He was like, give me that broken pencil. Give me that chewed up chewing gum. Let me get some paper mache. And he put up together all this garbage, and we fucking won the league with it.
You won about 10 points, too. Like, resounding. Insane.
And now we chase this guy out because we don't have a goalkeeper. We don't have the guy driving our press at Gavi. Rafinha's been out the whole year. Lewandowski's been a shell of himself. João Felix thinks he's still playing for Pathetico. We never replaced Sergi Busquets at all, who was like the heart and soul and IQ of the team, the metronome that makes everything tick.
But he needed to go, though, right?
But it's Xavi's fault. But it's Xavi's fault. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an impossible job.
Who do you think would be a good fit to replace him?
Right now, nobody, bro. I can't think of a single name.
This Barca job is like the Panthers job. Like, who in their right mind would want to take this?
You don't have any money. You don't have anything. There's nothing like positive going on. You got Yamal.
Rafa Marquez is the only person who seems excited about it.
That makes sense because is he a coach of someone right now?
He's coaching the Barca B team in the Segunda Liga.
You guys always do the B team thing too. You always kind of grab that coach. I mean, it's not a good job to take. I don't have a name for you, man. It's just ugly. It's ugly.
The dude who's coaching Las Palmas right now, Pimienta, he was
in ninth place.
I think they're sixth. They're
ninth. I'm looking at it right now.
Really?
Yeah. But they're only behind by like a couple points, and they don't have a game in hand. Nah, but they're ninth. I mean, it's Las Palmas. Like, come
Either
on,
way, they
what do
were
you
in the
expect?
second division last year. Now they're in
Yeah,
ninth place in La Liga. You know,
that's impressive.
he coached. He was the Barcelona B coach for like 15 years until Joan Laporta came back as president. And the first thing he did was fire him and put Rafa Marquez in his job. And now he's taken Las Palmas from Division 3 all the way up to top half of the table in La Liga in 3 years. So I think he'd be a good candidate. You know, played at Barcelona, coached youth teams
Yeah,
at Barcelona.
yeah. I don't know.
But
I mean, we talked about it
T-
before the
T-
season started, though. It's a
Tiago
bad
Motta
situation.
is doing a hell of a job over there in Italy.
Yep.
You know, he could be another option. My number one, though, would be Roberto De Zerbi, the Brighton coach. If we could somehow convince him to come
Yeah.
over
He's good.
to Barcelona, I think he'd be a good fit.
Nah, he's good.
But, you know, all these people talk about Xabi Alonso and shit like that. He's going to Liverpool.
He's not.
He ain't going to
He's
Barcelona.
not coming. But, you know, speaking of that, we can go ahead and transition over to there. Your boy Klopp's out.
He's had enough, too.
he kind of disappointed me, man. Maybe I don't even know what to think about Klopp because like they had some really great seasons, they had some downers. They're just so inconsistent sometimes. Like when you think they got it in the bag, they completely fumble it, and I don't really know what to think about it. I don't know if he's going to take a break or he's going to go somewhere else. But like, where do you go from? Like Liverpool's a really good team. It's a really good team to play for. They're Champions League winners, league winners now because of him. He left on his own. I'm not sure if it was like pressure from people or not. Because aren't they number one in the league? I'm about to check right now.
Yeah, they're top of England. They're top.
Yeah, I really don't understand why he moved. But whoever he goes to next, it's gonna be the same thing. Every time he goes to a new team, immediately they're fucking like really good.
He gonna coach the German national team.
That's it. Damn, I want him to coach another league team, bro. Fuck that. He's a really good coach, man. He really is.
The problem is he only speaks German and English. So he can't coach in Spain and he can't coach in France or Italy.
Just translate it, man.
Yeah, he said, though, that like he doesn't want to go anywhere where he can't speak to the players himself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think Julian Nagelsmann, his contract as Germany coach runs out this summer. Like I think
he's probably gone because they've been struggling.
Yeah, I think Jurgen Klopp, he goes in and coaches the Mannschaft.
I love it though because he's not going to be racist. He's going to pick the best players.
Yeah, that's facts.
It might be a black ass team to be honest with you.
Germany might be looking pretty good.
I didn't know this. I didn't know Jerome Wiggins was fucking German. German as fuck. Welcome to the team. No, Germany's about to be nasty. If he's a national team coach, Germany's going for World Cups.
Yeah,
he's a really good coach. Even Liverpool was very inconsistent at times, but he came at a time when you're against like one of the better coaches of all time in Pep Guardiola. So it's unfair to say he flopped because I don't think he flopped.
Hell no, he ain't flopped. Did you hear what Pep had to say about him?
He's disappointed that the challenge is gone. What do you say?
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, I'm going to miss him greatly. Like he was our greatest rival. You know, Manchester City, we wouldn't have reached the heights that we reached without being pushed by like somebody who was as formidable as them. And he's like, you know, our clashes have defined a Premier League the last 10 years. And, you know, our story wouldn't be the same if it wasn't for Jurgen Klopp. And I'm going to miss him a lot.
Hell no. These dudes, bro, they had a 97-point season, a 99-point season. They're currently in first. I mean, it is like two bad seasons, but bad for them was like, you know, fifth and third. But before he was there, they were struggling. Mm-hmm. They were really struggling. So he's good, man. He's a really good coach. I'm excited to see where he goes because, like I said, wherever he goes, immediately they turn it around. So
they better hope they can get Xabi Alonso from Bayern Leverkusen. I think they have a good chance of doing it.
Yeah, because
he'd be.
I like some of their youth. Yeah, I like some of their youth guys, but I still think they need to buy some more people. The team right now is okay, but I don't know. There's a few pieces they need to, you know, take the guard from like Salah and Van Dijk and them to continue to be good. Continue Klopp's legacy.
Yeah, I think at this point they just need to cut their losses with the $100 million man Darwin Nunez and be like, listen, we fucked up. We had a lot of money. We didn't know how we were going to spend it. We just really wanted to spend it because we had a lot of money, and we got the wrong guy. And it's time to sell him and go get the right guy.
He's so selfish and one-footed. It's insane. Like, watching him sometimes when they have transition plays, I'm like, dude, come on, bro. Like, one more pass and it's a goal. He always wants the glory, man.
He's a one-man wrecking crew.
He just wants the glory, man. He always wants the glory. But, Luis Diaz is good, though.
Hell yeah. Diaz is good. Jota is good. Salah is good. Fucking Shobalazlai is good. Like, Thiago
I like the young dude.
Good.
I like Curtis Jones.
Yeah, he's good. Like, they got plenty of attacking talent. It may just be time to move Nunez up out of there. But shouts to Jurgen Klopp. Achieved a ton as the coach of Liverpool. Brought them to heights that they never reached before, even with legendary players. Like Dirk Kuyt.
Nah, they used to be one of my favorite teams back in the day. They had a lot of players that I liked. Steven Gerrard, Kuyt, Risa.
Risa was the man.
Craig Bellamy was there.
Xabi Alonso, obviously.
Yep, Xavi. They had a really good
Fernando
team.
Torres.
Yeah, he was primed up. That dude was so good when he was there. Lost it when he left, but when he was there, goddamn, he was really good.
Suarez was amazing there.
Yep. Yeah. Sterling was good. Sturridge was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And wasn't there one more? Or I might have saw fake news. It might have been some fake news. I thought someone else left. Oh, it was Mikel Arteta, but I don't think he actually left.
Yeah, as soon as Xavi announced that he's leaving, they're like, Arteta's leaving on Arsenal. He's going back to Barcelona. And the next day, he's like, I've never been so disgusted by a rumor, blah, blah,
blah. He's doing a good job at Arsenal, man.
Hey,
he should stay for sure.
I will say this. Pep said, if Barcelona ever need me and they come calling, I will go. Pep,
wow.
Listen, we're putting up the bat sign, and it's just a bald head.
Disrespect.
It's just a bald
head. Disrespect.
Please, come home and save us. Please, Pep. Please.
Yeah, man. That's it. So Friday, what do we want to do? All-star starters and all that?
Yeah, we'll give our all-star team when we come back on Friday. They already announced the starters. So obviously we'll tell you those and then give our picks for the reserves.
Chef Curry.
Maybe talk a little Super Bowl type stuff. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it's been another amazing episode. Went a little long. It's been a little while, so we had to give you a little bit more meat on the bone.
Yeah, man.
Until Friday, North Carolina. Continue to stand up.
We out.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.